to it. So again, this is working the plan. It's our very last full module, full seminar, because what's going to happen after this is we'll only have 1 week after this together to do the wrap up. So we're putting it all together, right? We're talking to more people to grow your business. You're on the path to achieving those dreams with those SMART goals that we put into place. You've all got great, fantastic plans. You're confidently coaching your team members to help them grow now, right? And with all of this in place, it's really important to check your progress along the way. And this is a great time because, again, we're starting a new year. So what a better time to start checking our progress and readjusting our plans. So you're going to be able to celebrate your results and adjust your actions if needed, right? So we can achieve these goals. So again, this is working the plan. Everybody can see my screen, right? With exception of people that are on the phone. Perfect. You guys know I have technical difficulties sometimes and I can't advance my slides, but here's our agenda. So for this campaign and the quarter, that's where we're going to be working the plan, right? We're going to want to understand your results, find the gaps, which I will tell you in the previous coaching program, it really was the biggest eye-opener. So I feel like you guys are really going to get a lot out of that piece of working the plan, is looking at those gaps and then readjusting the plan. So planning to take action. And then the biggest thing also now is coaching your team and utilizing them, right? They're your multiplier, your team. So really getting them on board for their success and their goals as well. Great. So it's our, again, last seminar, right? Working the plan before we wrap up everything 2 weeks from now. It focuses on what happens after you begin and execute your plan. It's important to track your progress so you can adjust your plan along the way. This is where the real fun, right, begins. I'm air quoting fun. You don't want to look back at the end of the campaign or after a number of campaigns, right? It could be 6 or 8 campaigns and say, oh my gosh, I should have done this. I could have done this. I would have done this, right? You want to be proactive right now. You want to take pulse on how your activities are or aren't, right? Supporting a successful campaign or the achievement of your long-term goals. Today, we're going to review when and how to track your progress along with those red flags that can help you identify if you need to adjust your approach. And believe me, you're going to need to adjust almost always. So before we get started, let's take stock of how we're working our plans today. So I just kind of want to hear from all of you, how often do you track your results? Everybody got all shy. Are we tracking our results? Maybe we weren't.
I try to look at
am.
mine. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Patricia.
Oh, I am tracking, and it was looking good until this month. You know, when the holidays come up, people kind of drop off or they don't work as hard. So I got to work a little bit harder. I know that.
Yeah. So now next year, Patricia can maybe plan something a little bit differently this time of year to hopefully save some of those people that she has, because she knows maybe they're not working as hard. They kind of slack off. So what can she do differently next year, right? Perfect. So how often are you guys tracking that? Are you guys looking pretty often? Daily, weekly?
I try to look daily, but sometimes it's every other day.
Okay. And it's going to depend. That's really going to, and we're going to go into that a little bit more, but it's really going to depend on the size of your downline too right now. Now, people that have probably 400 or 500 in their downline, right? They're like on the dashboard every day, maybe like 5 or 6 times a day, right? And I've shared with you guys, mine doesn't change throughout the day like yours does, but sometimes I'll check mine 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, and evening. It's just because that's just me. It's ingrained in my brain to do it. But it's going to be different for everybody to track where they are as far as where their goals are, right? And then we talked about adjusting your approach. So kind of what Patricia just said, right? Are you adjusting your approach based on what did or didn't work when you planned it? So that's something we're also going to talk about. Again, my computer doesn't want to advance slides, but here it goes. So it's important to track your progress so you can take the right action to achieve those goals. First, we're going to track the progress for short-term goals or during our current campaign. So we want to look at those ones right now, right? Campaign 2, right now. You have the opportunity to easily see if you're on track to maintain your current title or if you're on track to advance to the next title. Yes, that's what we hope for, right? You can adjust your actions to ensure your success. It's important to also keep an eye on your progress toward long term. And we know that our short-term goals are getting us to that long-term goal eventually. Track your progress versus the goals you set in the goal setting module of this program at least every 6 campaigns or every quarter. This is going to give you the opportunity to adjust your plan as needed and celebrate your successes. You want to make sure you're staying on track to achieve those dreams that we talked about, those big dreams and goal setting. When focusing on the current campaign, we're taking stock of an immediate short-term need to maintain our current title or achieve the next title. Within the Vibe reports, our individual progress report provides a nice window into our performance. It allows us to keep a pulse on where we are doing well and areas of risk from campaign to campaign. When we identify an area of risk, it's essential to deploy quick hit tactics to remedy the situation. This may include doing something yourself or providing real-time coaching to your downline. So it may not be something that you're necessarily doing for your immediate business, but something your downline is doing for their business, in turn affecting your business, right? So then let's talk about, I know we were talking about the goals, but how often, and I think you guys were talking more about the progress report when we were talking about the goals. So you guys feel like pretty much every day you're checking the progress report across the board?
Yes.
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 Okay.
Yes.
Because that's truly where it's at, right? I mean, that's everything. That's your snapshot of your business at a glance. So that's really important. Are there certain details that you're referencing to understand those results? Are there certain things that you guys go to every day that you're looking at on this?
Who's turned in the order? Who hasn't? Who's still
Okay. So no orders.
Yes, I'm
and
checking
go ahead, Dolly.
sales. Yes, I'm checking. I'm on Vibe at least 3 times a day.
Yeah. And
I'm
Dolly is
checking.
really, really growing. So that's why Dolly's on there so much. You're at 33 people now, Dolly?
Yes, or yeah, maybe more.
And you've doubled within what? 3 campaigns, 4 campaigns?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's why. So Dolly sees, okay, now I really got to be looking. I have these 33 people to take care of. I'm used to 10. I've got to make sure that I'm on point, right?
And I just had someone titled to bronze, and so I'm trying to also mentor her with checking her Vibe because
Yep.
she's close and she could have probably titled before now, but it's okay. But, teaching her to also check. So I have
Yeah.
to check hers and mine.
Because think about it, even when you first titled to Bronze Ambassador or any title, right? You wanted to
Yeah.
hold it, right? You wanted to hold it so you get the bonus. A lot of times when it's a brand new leader like that, they have no idea that they're even getting a bonus, and they don't know that they have to hold it, right, in order to make that money. So it's a really good idea to start teaching them about Vibe. Love it, Dolly. Great. Love it. So let's take a look at an example. We've got, if it advances, which it hates me today. So let's meet Carrie. Does somebody want to read about Carrie? Carrie's a bronze leader.
I'll read it.
Okay, thank you.
Carrie is a bronze leader who recently participated in the Leadership Development Program. She checks her progress during the current campaign and finds that she has achieved 99% of her current title's requirements. She is thrilled that her efforts are paying off. Carrie has a goal to become a silver leader in the next year. She checks her progress toward the silver leader requirements so that she can adjust her activities and achieve her goal.
Okay, so we've got Carrie, right? Bronze leader trying to get to silver. You guys can see this, right? So we're going to look at what's keeping Carrie from becoming that silver leader. So we're going to take a look at Carrie's dashboard, right? At Carrie's progress report and see why Carrie isn't getting there. So she needs to increase her total team sales, and I want you guys to just keep this in mind, that this PowerPoint presentation was created before the new compensation plan. So we're still going off the old compensation plan. I know it's changing very soon, but just for this is just so you're learning how to evaluate your business. It's not really off the compensation plan. If you have questions about it though, feel free, but I want you to just keep in mind we're going off the current compensation plan for this particular one. So she also needs a G1 leader, right? So she needs to increase total team sales, and she needs a G1 leader in her downline. She begins to think how she can adjust her plan to achieve these goals. Even if she can't get them done within this campaign, she puts things into motion to get them done for the next few campaigns, because remember, this is her year-end goal. And we're hoping Carrie is probably closer to the end of the year, because she's really darn close. I mean, she's getting there. She's super close. What should Carrie do to gain another G1 leader on her team? Can we think of some stuff? Because right now, again, old compensation plan, current compensation plan, she needs another silver ambassador. You can see right here, right? To get to silver. She definitely needs to increase total team sales, because she's not even at bronze leader level, right? She needs $100. So what
She could also
Yeah, go ahead.
take a look at the people that's on her team that are real close to titling and go out there and try to work really hard to help them title.
Love it. Yeah. So identifying those people on her team that can be in leadership, right? So
Yes.
which we've talked about, we've been going over during coaching and planning and all of it, right? Identifying those people. Do we remember how to identify those people? We've got some people that are currently in leadership, so we can look at I think what you're saying, Patricia, is just look at those people that are bronze ambassador, right?
Right.
Because really anybody that's bronze ambassador, you're hoping they're getting to silver, right? That's the obvious next step. So good. Oops, I flipped my slide too fast. Let's go back. And so then what are some other things she can do to increase total team sales? We're going to go over it in more detail, but just shout out some stuff she can do for team sales.
Send out emails for the ones that have not turned in orders.
You got it, girl.
And also remind them of how to add on orders.
Yep. Great. And there's going to be a slide that literally shows you guys that, and it literally says both of those things. So fantastic job. You guys get it. So to increase her total team sales, Carrie can pull a couple different levers, right? She can try to increase the number of overall orders by seeking out those who have not yet placed an order. Kathy said that, right? She can try to increase the average order size for those orders still left to be placed. So add-on orders, right? So you guys got it. So perfect.
Yeah.
Love it. And then ideas for team total sales. What can she do to increase her team total orders during this campaign? So ideas to increase total orders: share best practices on social media, follow up with reps with no orders. We got it. Share ideas or creating an order during this campaign. Are you guys utilizing those emails that we're creating? So you don't have to recreate the wheel. It's basically like you take the email that we've created and all you do is copy and paste it, add your information for like no orders. And
I have tried that. It's hard to copy and paste those for some reason. I'm having trouble.
You're not the only one, Dolly, that told me that. Somebody else asked me if I could send it in a different format, but I couldn't figure out a way to format it any differently.
Well, the only way would be to send them as separate instead of all in one email.
Right, and that's what you want to do. You want to copy and paste it as a separate email.
But can you send it that way?
Yes, you would just have to take
Because
everybody you would want to send it to. Oh, can I send it
no,
that way?
can you? Yeah, because when it comes to us, they're all in one email.
Hmm.
So I can't take it out, like take out this email that I want to send.
It
I
won't let you
can't just,
copy and paste it?
no.
All right, I'll have to look at it because that's what it's intended for, you guys, for it to be easy, for everything to be in one place and you to just be able to copy, paste it into the body of a new email with your subject line, and then paste all the email addresses that you want to send it out to. That's literally what it's
No.
supposed to be. So if it's not working in that way, then we got to
No.
figure something else out.
Anybody else been able to do it? No.
And some people already had them created themselves, so some people might not even be utilizing it. I just know that's what we were hearing from all of you, that you wanted something cohesive across the board that you could just pop out to people that weren't placing orders. Okay. I'll look at it again, Dolly. Yeah, you're the only two, you and someone else, I can't remember who, were the only two people that asked me about it though. So let me look at it. And then average order size. So share add-on sales. We talked about this. Kathy came up with that. Share cross-category sales ideas with your team. Is there anything else we're missing as far as increasing her team sales? So obviously cross-category add-ons like the A boxes, or she buys a lipstick and you want to give her a lip liner. I mean, the ABCs of selling basically, right? Anything else you guys can think of outside the box for team sales? I mean, I think this pretty much covers it. So now we've got the G1 leaders, right? So you can recruit new people who might be interested in leadership, right? You can identify team members who are good potential leaders, and then you can coach them to achieve next title, right? Like Patricia was talking about. So look at those bronze ambassadors, because those are your next obvious step to getting to silver ambassador. And now with the new compensation plan, we're going to be looking at those who are, silver and gold ambassadors and getting them to bronze leader, because that's really where it's at, right? And don't forget, because I want to just reiterate this too, because it says it in here, but also we just went over the coaching module. And remember, you can't coach those people who don't want to be coached. So remember, we're asking for the permission. We're really getting those people who are invested, who are motivated, who have high sales, who want to do this, right? Because we don't want to spend our time with those people who don't want to be coached.
Exactly.
Exactly. So now we're going to go from short term. We got that, right? We understand short term results. We're going to move to long term. So it's a great idea to go through this exercise every 6 campaigns or quarter at a minimum. Guess what you're going to use to do that? Ta-da! Does this look familiar? So you're going to use what we utilized in the goal setting module, right? That application guide. And you're going to go back and look at that and then be able to track your progress, look at your results versus your goals, find the gaps and adjust those. And then you can plan steps and actions, right, in order to adjust those and make sure you're back on track. Or maybe you're on track and now you just need to make it so it's a little bit harder to achieve, right? Something you're going to the next level. And then also when you're doing this and you're tracking, do you guys know what else is very important that this allows you to do if you keep tracking this every 6 campaigns? It's something fun. It's what we all love. We get to celebrate. So when you achieve those milestones, right, you get to celebrate your success. So you get to recognize yourself as well as those on your team and celebrate once you've closed the gaps and achieved your goals. So that's the best part, right? No?
Yes.
I think everybody's still sleeping. It's so cold out there. Maybe that's why I had a jacket on. I had to take it off. I was hot because I had to crank the heat. It's so cold. Perfect. So you see how this looks, and we're going to go over this in more detail when I pull up the application guide so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is how you can impact your long-term personal results and identify the gap. Remember, this is personal right now. So, and remember, we took personal and team when we did our long-term goals on the goal setting sheet. So you've got G1 appointments and personal sales. So some things you can maybe improve, right? Are prospect more to meet new people. Go back to those people you know and contact them. So maybe like old leads that you've come in contact with. You can really practice the making 5 contacts a day, 5 days a week. Oh, I know this is on a lot of your lists to do. You can start to do those Avon opportunity meetings, actually having them, right? You follow that grow model or the conversational selling model, as I like to call it, when you talk to people. You can increase those add-on and cross-category sales. And then my favorite, don't reinvent the wheel, steal other people's ideas. Think about what's working really well for your downline or your upline and implement those. And then title, we talked about this already. So identifying those next leaders, coach your next leaders, and then coach lower level leaders to help achieve higher titles. Perfect. Do you guys have anything else you think? I mean, this is pretty in depth. So any other ideas that you've been utilizing to increase those personal measures, sales and appointments, or title advancement? Anything different from what's on there?
Well, one thing I did from the previous thing was I went back to some of my people that were not in leadership but had high sales, and I've made appointments with them. I asked permission first, and then I made appointments with them for next week to talk about getting into leadership and what that would look like.
Great. Awesome. Thanks, Patricia. So really getting with those people who had high potential sales, right? Knowing that
Yes.
if they're high in sales, they're invested in Avon, right? And they would probably make a good leader because they can duplicate themselves. And then making an appointment with them. So I love that. So you're actually going to make the appointment on how they're going to do that and speaking about leadership and what that's going to mean for them, right? So good.
Right.
And I hope that you're all doing that after we went through the coaching module. I think you all are. I think that's something that we all put on the schedule and really, committed to because it will definitely help you to grow your business. So fantastic. Anything else before I advance slide here? No? Okay. So, impacting your long term results and identifying the gaps. Again, I'm going to tell you this was like the biggest aha for people when they did this program the last time. They were like, oh my goodness, when they did the side by side of their goal setting from 6 campaigns ago till now and put them next to each other and started to look at, okay, what, and it's usually just like 3 areas, honestly, where you really find that there's a gap. And it may be that you need to readjust your plan to be more challenging, or it may be you need to readjust your plan because you're not even coming close to that goal. And then figuring out how you're now going to be able to, put activities into place to get there. But it really was huge for everybody. They were all like, this is great. I love this exercise. They all committed to continue to do it every 90 days because it really, really helped with planning their business. So some of the ideas, and again, remember we did personal and team, so now we're on the team measures. Share best practices and how-to ideas on social media, which many of you are doing. I saw Dolly, I was on Dolly's Facebook page 20 minutes before we got on here. She was posting a lot of stuff, so. Duplicate your key learnings from the coaching program. Aha, yes, that's why you're in it, right? Recognize team members regularly, so doing some sort of recognition, celebrating successes, creating team competitions and offering prizes. I know a few of you are doing that right now. Connect the team with learning opportunities, so sending out like that title up, right? We're doing that tomorrow night, sending that out to your downline as well as anything going on with Avon that they can join. And then again, invest in coaching the right people. So Patricia said she's got a few people that she knows would make great leaders. She's really asking them for permission and then getting them on board. So fantastic. So we're going to look at this again when we go through the application guide a little bit closer. So up to this point, we focused on tracking progress and adjusting your actions to succeed. During the campaign performance, maybe track daily or even every couple of days based on the size of your downline. So that's where you're looking at your dashboard, right? Are you looking at it daily, 3 times a day, every few days, once a week? It just depends on you and your business. So beyond the campaign, track your progress after every 6 campaigns or at the end of each quarter. So again, we just ended, right? So it's a good time right now to readjust everything. And then at the end of each year, again, we just ended there too. So consider reflecting back on your results to identify lessons learned and celebrate your success. The strategic thinking will allow you to implement insights gained from past experiences so that you can avoid missteps going forward. Is there anything you guys can think of that you've learned a lesson as far as over the past years when it comes to setting these goals? Anything maybe you would have done differently or that you're not doing and you want to do differently in this year going forward as far as tracking and keeping on track and that kind of thing?
Nobody's saying anything.
I know.
Okay.
They're
Well,
usually
one
really
thing.
chatty, Patricia, I promise.
Oh, okay, because I'm kind of new at this team, so I'm like, okay. And I love to talk, but one thing that I know for myself, I may be sitting out there looking at things on my team, and sometimes I let my communications back to them drop sometimes.
Mhm.
So I need to communicate a lot more with my team members.
Yep. The follow-up. It's always, for me, it's the follow-up. It's something I always recommit every year, and then I find that I slack a little bit on it. So that's something I always try to get better at. And I think it's hard for everybody. And I actually schedule it. If I don't schedule a follow-up, I won't do it. I heard some
What I
feedback.
found, oh, it's me talking.
What were you? I can't hear you. Are you talking to us or?
Yeah.
Oh, we
Can you
couldn't
hear me?
hear you.
Oh, okay. So I was just going to say that I found that I wait too long to talk to new team members.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of waiting until they get their kit or waiting for them to call, I tell them when you get your kit, call me when a call come in. That's before. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay. So I think I need to call them sooner.
Yeah, we talked about it, right? We talked about, I know you said this to me. You said you were going to commit to 24 hours because you knew that that's when you could really impact the business, right? So even if it's
Right.
just a like, welcome to my team call, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And then you
Yeah.
can say, call me when you get your kit. Or you
Yeah.
should get your kit within 3 to 5 days. Is it okay if we set something up for next Friday at 11 a.m. and I can take you through the process? Oh,
I've had about 3 people go ahead and place an order before they get their kit and do it all wrong.
and I saw you put that on your Facebook page. Before you place an order, please give me a call. Because it happens so many times, right? That they maybe don't hit their goal. They could have gotten free stuff had they only placed $50 more because it would have been the same price that they had to pay, and they could, right, at the 40%, they could have made their goal. I mean, there's a lot of things, or they don't understand the tax, or they don't understand that they're charging for shipping and handling. Yeah, it's huge.
I had one person place her order on her online store, and so it didn't show up in Vibe. And I kept wondering, why is this not showing up? And when I called Avon, they said that first of all, it was before her expected order date, and it was an online order. So your first order has to be on your Avon.com.
Right, or it won't
It's,
come up. Right.
if it's before your expected order date. And I didn't know that.
Mm,
And it didn't count for campaign 1, it counted for campaign 2
too.
because that was our expected first order
Yep.
campaign.
Yep. Good.
And she thought she was supposed to place her orders on her store. I don't get that
You
one,
know
but
what? That's a lot of people, though. It really is.
really,
That happens, but have they just contact you? You're not going to reach everybody, but I love that point, Dolly, of, that's one thing you've really learned is trying your darndest to get in touch with them, right? As soon as you can.
right,
Even if it's just creating the relationship, it doesn't even have to be a learning moment or anything like that. They at least know, hey, she's there for me. I need to call her before I put this order in so I understand what I'm doing.
right.
Yep, love it. Good ones, good ones. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you're going to figure out when you look at this too, I promise. But those are two really good ones. I love it. Perfect. So again, this is the big one for me too, is don't forget your team is your multiplier. You want to evaluate what you can do for your team. And not only that, what your team can do for you is I think is such a big one. And we've heard that team adage, right, since we were in school. Together, everyone achieves more. I mean, we all know that one. So it's literally true that you can succeed best and quickest by helping others to succeed. And I know you all feel the same way, right? It feels so great when you help someone else. And then in turn, it helps you too, right? Good. So let's take a look at the application guide. Are there any questions before I get into this last part of the module? As far as the module goes, we can open it up for other stuff after, but as far as the module goes, any questions so far? Good. Well, I'm going to open up the actual application guide and drag it over to your screen that you're on so you can see it. So here's what your application guide looks like. And again, like I said, it's a pretty self-explanatory one. If you guys have it out and you want to start filling it in as we go through it, you absolutely are more than welcome to. So you want to look at your progress report for the current campaign and vibe. Print screen your report and share with your coach along with this application guide. So if you guys can do that, great. If not, no worries, because I have access to your vibe. I can get into it when we get on the call. And I do that anyway as I do one-on-one calls with you. So you want to look at the gap. So what's going well? Why do you think that that's going well for you? And then what are your gaps? Why do you think this is? Perfect. And then plan to take action. Who on your team consistently places orders every campaign? Why are they so successful? Can you share what they're doing with your team, the rest of your team? You guys probably already are thinking about this. You have somebody in mind, right? And then who on your team places the largest orders? Why? Why are they having such success at that? Again, can you share their success and what they're doing, their best practices with your team? How can you efficiently follow up with representatives who've not placed an order? We just kind of talked about it, right? What suggestions can you provide to the team to help generate orders to motivate them? It might be like we talked about those incentives. We talked about just sending emails. I think you need to do more than that. And I feel like you probably do too, because a lot of times they get those emails and they're just like, they don't check their emails or whatever it may be. How many G1 leaders do you need to help your title? And then how many do you need to achieve the next title? Again, something that you've been thinking about. How can you increase the number of G1 leaders on your team? We talked about it in the module, so it should be pretty easy, right? Some things you're going to put into place. What else will you do to ensure overall success for this campaign? By the time you have your one-on-one with me, if you feel like campaign 2 is already too far gone, then do it for campaign 3. But you guys should be okay. And then I'm going to the next page. So second page. So this is where you're going to take, it says you've only completed 2 full campaigns since your goal setting, but you haven't. You guys have done 3 or 4 because we had those weird weeks we had to skip. So you guys actually are further along. So you are going to take your application guide from goal setting and transfer your goals for the last 2 campaigns to the table below. You're just going to do it for 2, but it'll be the last 2. So if you want to do 26 and 1, I think that would be really good on here. So what you did prior when we did goal setting modules, put it in here on the goals. So that's going to be, it says it's that first column. Here, let me get my cursor on here. It's this first column would be campaign 26. This fourth column goal would be campaign 1. Are we good? And then here you're going to actually fill in campaign 26 actual. So where did you actually end up? Campaign 1 actuals, where did you actually end up? And then your gaps to your goals for 26 in campaign 1. And then your dream might have changed since then. So look back at what you put for your dream in the goal setting module. And it, again, maybe you already achieved it. Maybe you're like, oh, I got it. I got my Mercedes or whatever it is. You know, I got my trips to Disney for my family, or I at least saved some money for it. So I want this by when, because remember, we're doing it every 90 days, and we'll talk about it. And then finding the gaps. This is the hugest part, I think, of how you're going to reevaluate your business. So what are your biggest successes at this point? Why? What are your biggest gaps? Remember, you're going to get the gaps from right here. So what are the biggest gaps at this point and why? Why are you not achieving those goals, or why are you like way overachieving those goals? Did you not set your expectations high enough, or were they too low, or what is it? Plan to take action. What are you going to do going forward to make sure you achieve your goals? Repeat your successes and adjust for the gaps. Again, repeat your successes. So if you have ones in here where you achieved or exceeded the goal, how did you do that? And make sure you continue to do it, right? And then if you missed your goal, what are you going to do differently? And then, of course, we always have your call to action. So add or revise the activities on your upcoming 2-week calendar based on your learnings. What impact can you make? So what are the like maybe 2 or 3 biggest things? Again, those gaps. What are you going to do differently in the next 2 weeks in order to impact those gaps? Make sense?
Yes.
We good? Any
Yes.
questions on the application guide? No?
No.
Okay,
No.
perfect.
And Jessica, I was able to go back and I found it, so I did pull it up and printed it off
Okay,
so I can do this.
perfect. Good, wonderful. Thanks for letting me know. As you guys know, we've got our collaboration call. So just so you know, Patricia, and you'll get another invite from me, but our collaboration calls are Fridays at 1 o'clock, and it'll actually be Friday the 12th. So not this coming Friday, but next Friday, the
Friday
12th
the 12th?
at 1,
Uh-huh.
and I'll send you an
Okay.
invitation. And of course, we have
Okay,
our
thank
hot
you.
topic question, right? So this one, again, it's almost like we're at the end, right, of the program. So what is your proudest moment as an Avon business leader? So really think about that one. And in the invitation for the collaboration, I put the hot topic question in there again, so you can remember what it is. Good. Perfect. So while we're on this, let me just give you our rundown of our schedule for the remainder of the program as far as group calls go, okay? Not one-on-ones, but group calls. So we've got the collaboration Friday the 12th at 1. Then we have our wrap-up seminar. It's actually going to be Tuesday the 16th because Monday the 15th is Martin Luther King Day. So we don't want to have anything on that day. Okay, so Tuesday the 16th at 2 p.m., it's our wrap-up seminar. And then that same Friday, the 19th, we have our final collaboration call at 1 o'clock. In between that Tuesday and that Friday, if you want a quick 30-minute one-on-one with me, we can schedule that. It is not required to complete the program. It is not required in that last week to have a one-on-one. Okay?
But I think I need that
Yeah.
because
And
I haven't been with you.
Yeah, I think we do too. And a lot of you, and I want you to know, and I tell you guys this, and I know I reiterate it to you, it doesn't mean that our relationship as a group or as, you know, with each other, me and you individually, is over when this program is over. We will go over together what our continued coaching looks like. So whether it's bi-weekly for 30 minutes, we talk, whether it's once a month, whether it's once a week. I mean, it's completely up to you what you feel like you need from me. And then I fit you in where I can, obviously, but it's basically, what do you need from me? So if you even want to just talk to me that last week about that, it can literally be about that. You do have a small application guide for the wrap up, but it's not something that we need to formally do a one-on-one with. It's basically almost like a survey of the program. You know, what did you learn? What are you going to do differently? That kind of thing. It's nothing crazy. Questions on the remainder? And if you do and you don't want to talk about it on the call, it's okay. You can ask me individually after. Good? Okay, good. Anybody have any other questions? Because we have, I mean, we're pretty much done, but we have about 15 minutes left, so. Nothing going on out there really that you have any questions about? You know, I don't know the answer sometimes, but if I can try, or the answer's in the room. One of you probably knows the answer. No? Everybody's so quiet. I know. Is everybody still there? Besides me and Patricia.
I'm here. I've just been muting myself between my coughs and my sneezes, unfortunately.
Oh my gosh, I know, right? Yeah, I see everybody still here. I think we lost Josie because her phone was going to die, but I think everybody else is still here. Good. So we feel good.
Yes.
So here's my biggest thing for you, this last slide. So we're going to put it all together, right? And I really can't wait to hear about your accomplishments that you've come to realize when you look back at this during our one-on-ones. And if you aren't achieving your goals, like right this second now, I know you can once you adjust your plan. So I just want you to feel confident that that can happen, and it will happen once you start to take this into consideration and start to do this every 6 weeks and really look back and reevaluate the business. You will achieve your goals. Okay?
Okay.
Well, good. Well, I have it recorded. I know one person couldn't make it today, and I knew that ahead of time. And then I'm going to send it to Josie as well because she was on the phone, so she couldn't see it. The rest of you should be good, though, because you were on and everything was there for you. But if you have any questions, you need anything from me, I am back, and I am here for you. And I will talk to everybody.
How about sending it to me, too, please?
Yeah. I'll just send it to everybody.
Yay!
And then if you guys, that way if you need to look back at it for anything, you can when you're going through the application guide. But you shouldn't, but if you need it, why not have it, right?
Yeah.
Have it back in your emails. It'll take me a little while because I have to download it, and I put it on my YouTube channel and all of that, so it takes a little while. But I'll get it to you.
So you have a YouTube channel? See, I just got introduced to you this morning.
Oh,
so
yeah. I have no clue what I'm doing. I just do it. I really don't know. I created it maybe like 2 years ago. All I do is post stuff for you guys on there. But I can't, for some reason, this program won't let me download it to my computer and then send it out. The file is too big. So I have to put it onto something like YouTube where it's a link you click on because it's just too big. It's too much space to
Okay,
send
so I
on
just
an
need
email.
to go find you on YouTube.
No, I'll send you the link actually in the email.
Okay.
And then once you have the link, you'll go on there, and I think you do go to my YouTube page.
Yeah,
And you could probably see everything I posted on there for YouTube. There's
that
not
would
a
be
lot.
great.
There's not a lot. It's mostly this stuff from the coaching program. So, woohoo. Is everybody going to try to be on tomorrow night for the Title Up?
Yes.
Good.
I hope so.
Yeah, I know you
How
do.
long?
But it's slotted to only be 30 minutes.
Okay, I can take my lunch break then.
Yeah, and I hope it's good. I mean, I hope it's got some good content. Again, it's a work in progress for us, but it was something that we felt we needed to do. We really are targeting promoter, star promoter, bronze ambassador, silver ambassador. I mean, that's why I was telling you, Dolly. I think I said to you it might be a little elementary for you. But it may be good for you to be able to, then duplicate
Talk
down
to
to your
other.
downline. Yeah, absolutely. So, because it is going to be, I don't want to say dumbed down because that's not nice, but for the lack of a better word, I mean, it's going to be very like beginning leadership stuff, very beginning. So again, it may seem very elementary to many of you who are very experienced leaders. So I don't want you to, not that it's a waste of your time, but if you can send it out to like Patricia, those people that you are trying to get interested in leadership, it may be something that will benefit them more than you, if that
Okay,
makes
so it
sense.
is good. It's not in leadership, but they have expressed the desire to
Yeah, I would.
promoter or promoter.
Yeah.
But
Promoter,
they
star
are.
promoter, bronze ambassador. Yeah.
Suppose they haven't done any promoting.
I would still send it to them. If you think that they're interested at all in leadership, I would send it to them. Yep. You never know.
Okay, that sounds like a winner.
Yeah, because it's more for you guys to utilize to help grow your downline rather than for necessarily for you, if that makes sense. So, but I wanted to make sure you all got it because you never know. It might be something you'll learn yourself on it too. So, but it'll be good. Good. All right. Well, I'm going to let you all go. We ended about 5 minutes early. So, again, thank you for all being on the call. And I look forward to our one-on-ones over the next week. Again, if you have any questions or need anything in the meantime, just give me a shout, email, text, phone call, and I will talk to you all soon. Thanks so much, everybody.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.